I hear you've been going to college for a while. Are you smarter than everyone because you have so much schooling in your background?
Allegedly.
Welcome to another episode of Allegedly a Podcast. I am Lucas, and today I am joined by my friend, academic lifer, graduate of Bowling Green State University, going to be graduate, gr- uh, I guess, getting his master's from The Ohio State University, and
Sorry,
then
hold on. The
So-
Ohio State
Sorry,
University.
the Ohio State University. And then we'll be moving on to get his PhD, hopefully, here in Bowling Green, Ohio. Mr. Sean McGowan.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Sean, as I tell everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you
no
for
worries.
giving up time to talk to me about dumb stuff. But today we will be talking about college. Just so for reference, one of my younger sisters, Lainey, she's 18. She's graduating from high school this year, and she is moving up. She will be going to college at the University of Cincinnati. Very proud of her. Love her very much.
Go Cats.
And so I thought to myself, I'm like, what can I? So with that said, I just thought, why not sit down with someone and talk about college experiences? And funny enough, Sean has been going to college since he graduated high school. So since he's been 18, he's been going to college consistently. Obviously, went to BG for 4 years, and now
3 years.
3 years, and now he's at the Ohio State University, about to be done there, and he's coming back to BG. So, in that, did you ever think that you would be in college as long as you have been so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
So funny enough, first generation college student. My mom took classes at Bucks County Community College in Pennsylvania, and my dad would always say that he went to Penn State. He didn't go to Penn State. He joined the Navy, but he went to Penn State to party. So so first generation
counts.
college student. No one in my family besides my brother went to college. And I was like, dude, I don't really know what to do with myself. Let's just go to college and see what happens. And here I am, 5 years later, about to get my second degree, and I'm about to do another 5 years here for
And
graduate.
and that's the other thing I brought you, because I feel like me and you have had two different college paths. I have been kind of in and out of college. I was in and out of college for about 7 years. Took me basically 5 full semesters to graduate college, and here you are. It's 5 years now deep in college, and you're about to get your master's, and so it's
Miserable.
It just, if anything, if anyone listening here, if you're gonna learn anything, there are different routes to getting your education. Some people are just obviously faster and are more, should I say, prepared, or just you just kind of
say-
fast tracked?
I wouldn't say prepared. I mean, like the only reason why I did it in 3 years is because I had so much college credit coming in.
Yeah.
The AP classes, because I just took all those all the time. None of those AP classes helped me.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna lie. They didn't. The only reason why they helped me is because they helped me in terms of the credits coming in. So I was able to knock out an entire year without having to basically touch a thing.
Gotcha.
But no, there's always different ways. I mean, so as a master's student at Ohio State, whenever we come in, we always come in with a cohort, and that cohort is so varied. Now, everybody looks at me as the child of the group because I am so young. I've been doing this since I was 18, and it's been 5 years, so I'm about to turn 23 now. And then I have like a buddy, like literally one of my best friends. I talk with him in class all the time. We're always collaborating together, and he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
And he's a first year PhD student. Like he's not even he's I think I don't know if he has his master's or not. But he's in his 40s and he's in his first PhD semester. So everybody has a different route coming in.
Gotcha.
It's just I was able to
Yeah. So
speed run it.
have you always would you consider like how you've gone through college like pretty steadfast? Like, were you just being like prepared for college, or just was this just a goal of yours to get? Because I guess it's like, if you're gonna stay in college, either you're really good at it or you want to learn more, or like what has pushed you to like number one, like get, I guess not really speed run college, but like what's just kind of pushed you to keep going with your schooling and everything like that?
I guess it's just the new experiences. So again, as I've said, you know, I've gotten the as a master's student, you know, I've been doing a lot of research. My current field is in microbiology, so I deal with bacteria a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's literally just like the research experiences. So
Cool.
I mean, people have always asked me, you know, what do you want to do after college? What comes next? What comes next? And I keep telling them, dude, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm 5 years deep. I'm about to have 2 degrees. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, no, I can 100% relate. Like even I remember in high school when they're like kind of pushing you to be like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And you're just sitting there like as a kid, like I don't know, man. Like you think you know, but until you go out and do it, because I don't know if you know this. I went to a smaller college in Lima. I went to University of Northwestern Ohio for half a year.
Yep.
I went for sports management, and I went there, and that was like the first real world experience I kind of ever had, because I had never really left home. I had always
That was me for Bowling Green.
yeah, like it was just one of those experiences where you go, and I went for half a year and I figured out the program there. It wasn't what I wanted. I had a great time. The guys I lived with were really cool. Had some experiences I never would have had if I would have just not gone to college or if I would have worked. So, and with that, I'll kind of tell my story. I was going to say, like, I came back, I worked for a bit, and my dad basically was the one who talked me into joining the military. Joined the military in, was it 2014? I left for basic in January 2015.
I don't even know if I was I wasn't even in high school in 2014, man.
And that was fall of 2014. I swore in 2015 January. I left for basic. I got back and I started my first semester at Bowling Green State University in the fall of 2015. I graduated in the spring of 2022. And it was one of those things where like I started in a different degree. I started with sport management. I did that for a year, and I was just like, this isn't what I want to do. I just didn't. This isn't what I want to do. So I switched my majors, and I became a telecom major, basically working with media production, stuff like this. And without that, number one, this show wouldn't exist.
Fair.
Because I fell in love with media. I fell in love with podcasting, everything like that. Did you ever hit any of those snags when you were going through, or did you kind of like what you chose? That's what you knew you wanted to do.
Oh,
or?
Dude, I've got a perfect story for this.
Oh,
I was
an
an AYA social studies major for exactly 24 hours. I spent the entire.
Say that again.
I was an AYA social studies major.
AYA. What?
So that's high school education.
Okay.
I was a social studies major for exactly 24 hours. I spent the entirety of my high school career. This is why I said that the AP classes taught me nothing. I did all my AP classes in history. Or the vast majority of them were in history, economics, whatever.
Yeah.
I did all through that. You know, I did the entirety of high school wanting to be a history major. And I come to Bowling Green. I go in on my Monday class, and I was like, dude, this sucks. Like, I don't like this. And I was like, all right, what else can I do? So I sat down with my parents. I'm like, all right, yeah, I don't like this. What else can I do? And I was really good at science, and I thought it was cool. So I was like, okay. I walked in on Tuesday of week 1. You know, a day after I walked into the arts and sciences office at 8 a.m. when they opened, and I said, I want to change my major. And they were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, bio. And they were like, all right, well, what have you changed any of your class? I was like, no. And they were like, all right, we're gonna do this. 15 minutes later, I was a bio major with a whole new schedule, whole new everything, and that's
Wow.
So I kind of have you beat. I didn't take a year. I took 24 hours to
Well,
realize
technically,
I hated this.
Technically, I took a year and a half to figure out that I didn't want to be in sport management. But
I mean, I still love history. It's just
Yeah.
I didn't like the program. I didn't like what was going on, and I just felt like it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
yeah, no. Funny enough, when it came down for me picking my minor, and again, everyone who's listening, if you're going to college or you know someone who's going to college, make them think about what they're doing before it. I don't regret what I did, but like I had to pick my minor, and I just looked at what credits I had, because obviously coming in and out of college, I had taken a lot of history classes, and I'm like, they're like, you only need like 2 more credits to have a history minor. I'm like, do that.
Yeah.
I did that. So I have my major degree, my bachelor's degree is in telecommunications, but my minor is in history because I love history, and it's one of those things where it's like you kind of like I'm at that time I kind of just took the easy way out. But again, I like history. I like history classes. It helps me. It helps me learn. It was something I was passionate about. But no. So do you always feel like academically you kind of it came pretty easy to you to whether it's learning or writing? Like what I guess what aspect of like college life or I guess college academics came easy to you because like when you get to college like it's obviously a different level from what you're doing in high school like for me I'm saying like a lot I'm sorry I'll apologize because I'm catching myself because you're writing in high school you may write a college level paper maybe 3-4 times and I could be wrong someone out there if I'm wrong you can tell me but it's just one of those things where do you think like college is definitely a step up from high school? Like obviously it is, but like in different like what aspect, I guess, would you say?
I mean, I would say it's a step up, but the good thing is about college is your first year is your transitionary period, and they, especially here at Bowling Green, and this is not like a knock to any other school, but here at Bowling Green, the first year transition made it so easy.
Yeah.
Because you got to get all your gen eds out of the way, but your gen eds teach you what to do further on.
Yeah.
So I mean, writing wasn't a huge issue. I was always I wouldn't say that I was good at writing, but like I could form cohesive sentences. It wasn't too terrible, and I enjoyed writing. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't like. I don't know. It was a gradient. It was like a transition gradient. So like it was really again. I was in high school. I like barely studied just because it all came naturally.
There you go.
So like throughout high school, it was like, oh dude, I don't need to study for this. I know this. Bah 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 bah. And then once I got to college, I was like, I still kind of don't need to study, but I still kind of need to study. It depends on the class because I took one class here, quantitative analysis. It's a chemistry course. That shit. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, that shit sucked. It was just incredibly difficult just because you had to be precise. Like I remember I would get points off just because I wouldn't have correct sig fig numbers.
Interesting.
And I was like, man, this sucks. Yeah. High school did not prep me for that. That was awful.
I will say, it's funny you say that. Was there any class that you took that you thought, whether it was here, whether it was Ohio State, that you've been a part of, and you're like either it just being a complete mess or just being like
I failed a class last year.
What was it?
I was put on academic probation at the Ohio State University because I failed a class last year. I failed. So at Ohio State, every microbiology graduate student has to take a set number of courses. Like there's a certain courses that you have to take, and one of them is called Microbio 6020. And this class is this is going to sound like gibberish to you. This class is microbial physiology and biochemistry. So that's all it is.
That's a lot of.
That is a lot of words.
That's a lot of big words.
All it is you just go over like different ways that a cell works, but more in depth. So like we talked about, we had an entire we had an entire handout on literally how the cell builds its wall, like builds its cell wall, cell membrane, peptidoglycan layer, and literally like we would go so far in depth to this thing. And at the time, I was out for a month with mono. I missed class for a month.
Yeah.
I was in a bad roommate situation. So I was not getting a lot of sleep. I was not eating. Like it was really bad. And so I failed this class straight up. I walked into that final with a 45%. Jeez. And the thing that they don't tell you until you get to grad school is that if you get below a B, you fail.
Gotcha.
You get a B minus, you fail. You get an 84, you fail.
Jeez.
You can only fail one class and then you're done.
Yeah.
And you're done after 2. So I'm like, oh man, this sucks. So I had to retake it the next year, and luckily it went a lot better. But
do you think what I feel like was it all those negative things coming together is why you failed, or
that,
was it?
And also it was just so much different than undergrad. It was so much harder.
It's just obviously a lot more pressure and everything because obviously, like you said, you can only fail one class.
Yeah,
I got you.
But it was also way more in depth than I've ever gone.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, mind you, this was a 6,000 level course.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, graduate school, that's what most of their courses are. But this was no 4,000 level course. This was hard.
Just for people who don't know, it's like undergrad is like
1 through 400, or 100 through 400, or 1,000 through 4,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and your major classes might be maybe five. Are they 500, 5,000? I don't know. I think
most major courses are 4,000.
Okay, so Yeah, no,
But in
that's
graduate,
crazy.
it goes in at Ohio State at least in graduate, they have like undergrad graduate courses, and those are in like the 5,000 level,
Yeah.
and then 6, 7, 8, and 9,000 are all your actual like graduate level courses. And let me tell you, those are no joke.
Yeah.
Those suck.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are hard.
Well, yeah, but I like that you're still striving. I'll tell you here. I'll tell you my worst class I ever took, and it obviously was at BGSU. And it was with Noah Gagnon, which was funny. Me and him were in this class, so he can attest to, like, if you ever talk to him or ask him about it, he'll tell you he was there. We took a psychology class, and at this point in my life, when I went to take the psychology class, I had taken 2 psychology classes. I took one in high school, which was a lot of fun. I took an online
I took
one.
one as well,
I took a community college like online one.
Nice.
Kind of sucked, but
Was it like a Psych 101 course then?
yeah, basically. And then when I got to BG first year, me and Noah were both sport management majors, and just we went in this class because I'm like it's psychology. It shouldn't be too hard. It was an older professor. I'm not going to say names, but I'm just going to be very clear. She should not have been teaching this class so it was like I think it was twice a week there was a lecture, and then at the end of the week there was a I can't remember the name of it, like a recitation, something
Recitations?
like recitation.
Yeah.
So where one of the student teachers would basically try to review with you
Yep.
with that. That was easy. Like the student teacher I had, she was really nice, pretty good at teaching it. The professor was awful. She was awful. That was the thing. So 2 things stand in my mind of why that was bad. One, she gave us to this day, it just blows my mind that these words came out of her mouth. She's like, here's a study guide. There are things that aren't on this study guide that will be on test. That makes sense. Second statement, there is stuff that is on this study guide
That is not on the test.
that is not. And I just sat there. I'm like, this is a level 1 psychology class.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So you're basically saying shotgun, just shoot in the dark. So we're just sitting there like, why are you giving us the study guide? Should have just said, here, just read the book.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just sat there. I'm like, I cannot believe that she just said that out loud as a coherent statement. So that happened. And then for people who aren't aware, there are some classes that use Top Hat.
Oh, I hate Top Hat. I hate Top Hat so much.
So this professor used it for attendance, used it for quizzes.
That's the only reason why I like it is for attendance. Anything else sucks.
So
Awful.
So yeah, so how they would do it, they'd put a code on the front of the board and you'd put it in, that's how they'd take attendance.
Yep.
Well, there were people who wouldn't show up, but their friends would be in the class, send them the message,
text you the message,
and then they would put it in. Well, she started finding out this, and then it's not free app. If we had to pay, I'm pretty sure we had to pay $60. Halfway through the semester, she's like, "We're not going to use it anymore." And I kid you not, there was almost a riot in the class. But people were shouting out basically I know what I was thinking and what probably Noah was thinking. I don't think I passed that class, but that's also because I highly blame the professor she probably got the worst reviews ever because it was so bad. Yeah. It was so bad.
RateYourProfessor.com. That shit is gas.
Here's the thing. She could have fixed that one problem just by being like, I'm going to put this up here for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you are not in the 5 minutes, too bad.
Then,
that was probably the worst experience I ever had. I can't even put anything close to that. It's absolutely crazy.
I didn't have anything like that. Because again, like I said, that class that I took that I didn't pass was, it was hard, but it was hard, but it was fair.
Yeah.
Because again, it's supposed to be a difficult course, and it was a really big step up. So again, I have no gripes with the course.
Yeah.
I thought that the course was just appropriately difficult. And it was very, but it was fine. I passed it this past fall. It wasn't a huge deal. I passed with an 85 or a 90 or whatever. I was like, yeah, I didn't have I didn't have an issue with the professor. I did have one professor. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. I think it was for some chemistry course, and it was just God. It was so. Again, it was just really hard just because everything had to be so precise in certain things. And so she's teaching us this stuff and I'm like, dude, I have no idea what's going on. Like I don't like why am I getting off or why am I getting these points off when it's like, you know what?
Because she just doesn't want to give you 100.
Well, it wasn't even that. Like it was just like, I mean, again, they had a lot of difficulty, especially in chemistry. Chemistry is always difficult. Great experience that I had in chemistry, however. Took biochemistry here, basic biochemistry, so it was one semester.
Yeah.
And so the first I guess third of the class was taught by somebody. Well, it was taught by this one professor. And I mean, she was hard. It was a hard class, but she was very hard on the very strict on the exams, but she was fair. Then comes this grad student who comes to teach this course. And oh my God, this dude was electric. He gave us bonus points because we went and played soccer with him after class. This dude was awesome.
This guy needed friends.
There was one, oh my God. And it was like, now mind you, there's like 100 of us in this class.
Yeah.
We all show up to the Epler building. To Epler. And we walk in, dude drops 3 soccer balls and said, all right, let's go nuts. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. Like, oh my gosh. Like, there's always like hit or miss, but no matter what, dude, it always comes down to the professor.
Oh, yeah. No, I can tell you, I had a graduate student teacher for one of my like entry writing class that I did, and she was so cool. So at one point we had to bring in an item and we had to write a paper about it.
Okay.
And like describing it. She brought in her favorite movie. It was the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Not a terrible movie.
I'd never seen it. So I went up to her. I'm like, hey, can I borrow that movie? I've never seen it. I've always heard it. And she let me borrow it. I watched it like 3 times. Yeah. I will say it's in my like top 5 of movies. I love it. It's very good.
I'd say it's top 10.
It's a very good Wes Anderson movie. if you're into that kind of stuff. Some other Wes Anderson movies that are pretty good, but and I gave it back to her and I just thanked her. She was some of those grad students like will be the best teachers ever just because they're just because they're young. I shouldn't say young and dumb because that sounds really bad, but like they love what they're doing, and that's what's
we're also
great
very
about it.
Stressed in other ways. And so like we try to have as much fun as we can when we're not doing our work. Because man, like I had to teach a class at Ohio State, which is terrible idea to make new grad students do this. But as a requirement, you have to do 1 semester of teaching. So I taught an undergrad lab, and I kid you not, I think I had the most fun that I've ever had teaching that for the sole reason that all we did was just BS.
That's
like
good.
All we did was just screw around. I mean, we didn't screw around because obviously it was a lab. But we had fun with it. There was one where we had to. So this was an undergrad microbiome class. So we had to make. We were doing things like making yogurt. We were mixing up these culture tubes so that they could like identify these 2 things. And I was like, all right, if you can figure out what your thing is the first time, I will go and get pizza right now for all of them. And I did, because somebody figured it out, not through guessing, but through the test. Like, they figured it out, and I was like, man, okay, let's go have some fun. And then, so there was all that, and I mean, I still talk to some of my students.
That's good. That was good.
There's still, I mean, it's fun. It's fun teaching as long as you have fun with it.
That's awesome, man. I remember. I feel like you talked to us about it because obviously we game. Most of the time when I talk to you, we're gaming. So it's like I know you've talked about it. We're gamers. We like to game. I like gaming. To be fair, most of the people who come on the show I game with, so
it's so fair.
Not the older people.
That's fair.
But no, that's awesome, dude. I never saw myself as a teacher. It does. I don't know how much I can relate to you being
anybody
able to
can teach as long as you have fun with it.
Yeah, and I believe that.
And as long as the material's correct.
Yeah.
Do not BS like I do.
And confidence, I feel like.
Yes.
I feel like you have to have confidence in what you're teaching, too. Because I don't have confidence in a lot of things I know. So it's one of those things where I'm like, if I was going to teach anyone, I have to be like, I am
You gotta know your stuff. Yeah.
No, absolutely. But, so, I was going to ask this question. Going from Bowling Green to going to the Ohio State University, what obviously campus size and city size is different. Awful. What would be the biggest? Because you already said that it sucks. What aspects? I guess what are the positives of going from BG to OSU?
We got some pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Okay.
Let's talk about the pros.
All right,
first.
pros and cons. All right, so the best thing about Ohio State is funding. Now,
Yeah.
I know that like seems very like arbitrary,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean like I'm doing work like so with my research, I'm doing work that I could have never done here.
Gotcha.
Because just we like we get the grant funds, we get all that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's connections are really fun. As a department, we're very tight knit. I think there's like 70 of us in total, including faculty.
Damn.
So, like I could walk down the hall and just go talk to one of the other PIs who was actually one of my professors at one point, and I talked to him like we're good friends. So we're all very tight knit. Everything's centralized in terms of like classes. So as a graduate student, I'm only taking certain classes, but all of them are in one building.
Got
Two buildings, technically.
Okay.
Three buildings, technically. But they're all like right next to each other.
Seriously, yeah.
They're all right next to each other.
It's basically in like the same little plaza.
One to three buildings is like your average,
yeah,
but they're
no.
all right next to each other.
Oh, awesome.
Even though as big as the campus is, everything's right there. I also have grown this is technically a con, but I count it as a pro. I have a crippling coffee addiction right now. And I only drink black coffee. I cannot drink anything else just because of like I would walk down to we have this cafe. It's called Brennan's Cafe. It's right under the biomedical research tower.
Yeah.
And I legit walk in, and some days they'll just have my order ready for me.
Wow.
Like it's a problem.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is, but
It's
at least,
so bad.
But at least they know you enough that they have it ready.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll walk in and I'll just be like, hey, can I just get like a drip coffee or whatever? And they're just like, yeah, here, it's like 6 a.m. Here you go. And I'm like, is there a payment option or something like that? And they go, no, just go for it, dude. I'm like, yes,
That's awesome.
new coffee pot, man. Yeah, it's awesome. I got a lot of cons though. I have a lot of cons.
A lot of cons. Let's
Not
hear 'em.
not actually, but
gripes.
I
Let's
got
call
some
them gripes,
I got
man.
some gripes.
Gripes.
The campus is massive,
Yeah.
but you've never felt more alone.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Get
So-
a shovel for that one.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean like it's not like that, but it's like
Just
it's a huge campus.
you can basically walk without seeing someone for like a mile.
Yes.
Okay. there you
Yeah,
go.
I can
That's
like it. I mean like, and it's like I have friends of mine who go to Ohio State as undergrads, and I had not seen them in like 3 months, just because of that. Like
because you're in your. I guess
Yeah.
it's because you're in your own little section
yes,
of campus that
but
you don't need.
we're also extremely busy. I have gone into the lab at 4 in the morning, and I have left when the sun did not and I some days I don't even know if the sun came up. Like straight up, like I'll walk in at 4 a.m. and I'll leave at 9.
Jeez.
Like that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I'm stuck in this lab alone doing all my
Yeah.
work, and I'm like, dude, this sucks. Also, the campus is massive, and parking is outrageous.
Well,
You
yeah.
thought parking was bad here.
Oh yeah.
I pay an exorbitant amount for a single parking garage.
You wanna disclose that or do
I mean, I
Or-
can.
or-
It's
or-
public
or
knowledge.
range.
It's
Yeah.
public knowledge.
Yeah.
I walk in. I pay. It's a 20-minute walk from one of my buildings, and it's a 30-minute walk from my other one. It's a mile and a quarter, which doesn't seem that long,
but when you're
but it's
walking,
Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I pay $1,000 a year.
$1,000 a year
Yes.
to park in there.
Here,
That's year round.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
for the
right.
entire year, just this parking garage. That's
Yeah.
it, just this one parking garage. Now, mind you, at Bowling Green, it was like $250 for the year. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was awesome.
Yeah. And that's the thing for that, and is that like
Sucks
on
when it's
is that
raining,
on campus parking?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
considered on campus.
Yeah. No, that's
It sucks.
And I was gonna say, BG, you can also get. They have pay to park places on campus.
Yeah, there's
too,
I mean,
but-
like, there's other garages. Like, you can park in
Yeah.
any garage you want. It's just my pass is for that garage.
and it's
but-
probably a lot closer than anything else.
Dude, there's one that's like less than a 5-minute walk, but anything over 4 hours is $14, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but it's ridiculous. There's
Yeah.
also other places where it's like $20 for 4 hours, and I'm like, dude, like I'm being like gouged. Like this
Yeah.
sucks.
I've always had beef with the parking system with
Yeah.
colleges because I've always thought I'm like that's just my thing is ticketing it.
an easy
Ticketing
way to make a
it
quick buck.
absolutely just angers me.
Yep.
I would rather say just every person who comes to college here, whether you're living on campus or not, just make them pay a certain fee,
Yeah.
and then that's it. You don't have because then you're saving money because you don't have to have people going out and ticketing cars where they're
Yeah.
not supposed to be parked. I don't know. That's just me. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Any college that has every college has parking services. I'm going to give you this bird because I think you are the biggest waste of money for
Yeah.
colleges. I get why they have you. You should literally only be there for sporting events.
Yeah,
Because
that's
obviously
true.
you need, for sporting events, there needs to be parking. But parking services is the biggest waste of money, I think, for colleges.
Well, so
and
the thing-
I just want to,
well, so-
I will die on that hill.
Well, so the
I'll
thing
die
about
on that
Ohio
hill.
State too is that it's not just people who go to school there that also park there. Like, you know, again, you're in the middle of one of the
Yeah.
largest cities in the state, and so again, unlike here where there's almost nothing to do, relatively speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
At
got
Ohio
you.
State, there's too much to do. There's businesses everywhere.
Yeah.
There's food everywhere, which is a good thing.
A major sports team, too. A major sports
Yeah,
team.
there's the Buckeyes are my
Buckeyes
my building that I work in is right across from the stadium. It's like
Okay.
right next to where the marching band practices.
Oh.
And so like some days I'll just go there and I'll just play football on that practice
That's
field
awesome.
because I got nothing else to do. Or the gym's right there. It's kind of like here, but unlike here at Bowling Green State University, I can go onto the field here.
Yeah.
I can't go onto
on
the
the
shoe.
shoe,
I
yeah.
can't go onto the
That's-
shoe. That
yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, I understand
that's
why.
sacred land.
They're ranked. They're second ranked in the nation, or what? I think they're actually sixth ranked in the nation. I'm
Whatever.
not an Ohio State fan. I'm a Penn,
just go.
I'm a Penn State fan.
Which kind of blows my mind. It's like you've gone to two Ohio schools.
I've gone to Bowling Green.
But-
I've gone to Ohio State, and if any of those teams play Penn State, I
State.
will be a Penn State fan.
man. That's
Absolutely.
honestly funny. So we've gone through mostly the academics, everything like that. There's also experience we have shared. We weren't in the same fraternity, but we were both you
in
graduated with
fraternities.
honors from your fraternity. I left my fraternity. Let's talk
Rush-
about that.
Rush Theta Chi.
Do you regret going? I shouldn't say regret. That sounds bad. Joining a fraternity. How do you look back on that? I guess experience was it worth? I guess was it worth it? Yeah, that's the best question.
50-50. Yes and no. I've met some of my best friends through there.
Yeah.
I've met, I mean, hell, I'm joining, or I'm not joining, but I'm going to like 3 weddings from them this year.
There you go.
And so, like, I mean, I've made really good friends there, but I don't like the politics of it.
Yeah.
I don't like the politics.
And yep.
Everything sucks.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I completely agree. I left. So I joined a fraternity. It was my freshman year. I joined. I was in for 2 years, and then I got out because politics, stuff like that. I was being in the military. That was like my number one priority. It was school, and then the military. Well, mostly it was the military, then school. Yeah. So I got out of it. But I get what you're saying. One of the guys I met in there, still very good friend, Josh. I met Josh through that. Look, Josh is getting married this year. He's still one of my very closest friends. Love him very dearly. But a lot of the other people I met, like if I see him, I'll say hi to him. I don't talk to all of them, but I wish I could have some of that money back. But other than that, I have some very interesting stories from being in a fraternity. I have a lot of good experiences. For anyone who ever just thinks about joining a fraternity or sorority, really think about it before you do it, because it shouldn't be a knee-jerk reaction, and it's not anything too simple. It's not a simple yes. They make it seem like it's a simple yes or no. Really think about it. Yeah, really, it's a really deep.
Especially with the issues about like hazing.
Yeah.
Really, like you don't want to be associated with that, but
Yeah.
also you got to think about what you're gonna get out of it too.
Yeah.
So like again, as the only bio major in the entirety of my fraternity, like dude, it did not benefit me academically.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
It did not benefit me academically.
Socially, I will say fraternities, sororities, really fun. Especially if you're going to a place that you've never been before.
It's a good way
If
to-
you're going far away, because
But
again-
there's also better ways to do it though.
yeah, I grew up down the road, but I'd never been to BG. I came here, didn't really know anyone. The few people I met through freshman orientation. But by joining the fraternity, I met a lot of people. Still good. For the most part, the guys who were still in it, they still knew me. They still liked me even when I got out. I'd still hang around with them. I'd still go to their house parties, and they were chill with me. And I was grateful for that. Even though I left the fraternity, they were still cool with me, still talked to them. And it really came down to some of the alumni. They get mad when you leave, but it's like, whatever. I'll be real honest with you. Everyone who was in my initiation class everyone left,
Yeah, I
or
remember. Yep.
or well, one of them got kicked out. But that's the thing that
I remember.
it happens. It is a very hard decision you really need to think about before you do it. But I think at the end, if you can hover on the outside of a fraternity or sorority, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But no, that's definitely one of the biggest things. I'll be honest with you. I joined the fraternity to do intramural sports, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll be completely honest about that.
Yeah.
But
It's very hit or miss because again you have to be. I mean, now mind you, as the old head who's on two chapter advisory boards for well, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm on one and a half. I'm on Ohio State's chapter advisory board, and apparently I've been told that I've been on the list to get into the Bowling Green one. They don't listen to you.
well, yeah,
But again, it's just the old head. Like
Yeah.
it's
you're trying to be logical,
you're
but
trying to help them out,
but
but sometimes they don't like to listen to you.
Yeah.
And that's always a difficult thing to do.
yeah,
And that accounts in anywhere. That accounts
Yeah.
in the workplace, that accounts at home. Like sometimes you're just like, hey, what if we did this? What if we did this? What if we did this? Hey, you guys shouldn't do this. Hey,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's do this. Sometimes they don't listen to you, and that's you just got to deal with it.
yep, no,
But
fair.
I try to stay involved, but
Yeah.
sometimes I just I get so busy.
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's one of those things that you kind of sort of put on the back burner, and I get that. I 100% get that because, like I said, being in the military, going on deployments, coming in and out of college, it was tough. Before I kind of get off the topic of fraternity, so we both lived in campus housing. We both lived in frat houses. I was gonna say I can't remember if you said you didn't live off campus. You always
I lived off campus at Ohio State.
at Ohio State. Was that your parents? That was your parents? No. Okay,
So
so
I've gone through a bunch of things. I've gone through. I lived in a freshman dorm. I lived in a fraternity house. I lived off campus, or that was at Bowling Green. And then here or at Ohio State, I lived off campus. I lived in graduate housing, and then I lived with my parents because they
Gotcha.
live 20 minutes away. They live around there. So it's I've lived in every living situation.
Oh
you
yeah,
possibly
no,
lived in.
no. I was gonna say I lived in a freshman dorm
Yeah.
that no longer exists in BG because it got knocked down.
That's fair.
I lived in a fraternity house. I lived in a off-campus house. I lived in a off-campus apartment, and now the last couple of years I'm still in Bowling Green. I've lived in an off-campus townhouse, and
I'll be living in an off-campus apartment here soon.
so it is one of those good things to get that experience of kind of living in different spaces and living with people. Because here's my question: would you rather live with someone or live alone? Oh, dude, I couldn't.
Easily. I'm a very private person, and I'm also a very
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with being alone,
Okay,
and I don't like dealing with other people's crap.
that's fair.
Especially when you have I didn't have a. It wasn't terrible. I just didn't. Me and my roommate didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah,
She had dogs, but she was.
didn't take care of them as much.
No, I mean she took care of them. It's just she was away for so long. She worked 12 hours at the hospital.
Okay.
So again, I just had some issues with it. The dogs were COVID dogs.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was good. It just wasn't for me. Especially when it got to the point where the dogs were waking me up at 4 a.m. because I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I have to go to work in 2 hours. I can't do this. So it was a bad situation.
Yeah.
It was a bad situation from the start. But again, it's just I don't like living with roommates because I don't like dealing with crap.
I feel
I say
that.
that as I currently live with my dad, and I kid you not, my dad is my best friend.
That's awesome.
We do I will come he does not. It's hilarious because we treat each other we kind of treat each other like roommates, but at the same time my dad is my best friend.
That's awesome.
I will sit on the couch. You've probably heard it.
Yep. Yeah.
So best story I ever had was I'm sitting at my desk because my desk in the living room of my dad's apartment.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my desk. I'm playing. I don't know. Me, you, Jack, Josh. Just a bunch of people. We're all playing Call of Duty or something like that. And the Lions game is on in the background. And my dad is sitting on the couch. And the couch is next to my desk, and so I'm sitting there. And all I hear is from my dad, "You suck, Goff. You shouldn't have thrown that." And all I hear is Jack just go, "You want to say that again a little louder, man?" Right? He's going his best. That has just turned into a meme ever since. So yeah, no, me and my dad are best friends.
That's
he is my best
yeah.
friend. It's awesome.
I love to hear that. I was gonna say I love my dad too.
Oh.
Me and my I was gonna say there's a reason my dad's been on this podcast twice.
Yeah.
I love him very much. But no, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's
that's
great living with him. Also, since I don't have to pay rent.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very-
That's
it's very
must be nice.
Oh, it's very nice.
But no, I get it. I've lived in multiple situations where I feel like it does suck dealing with other people's shit, but I'm also one of those people where there are times where I'm like I want to be. I guess I want to be busy. Well, I want to be social. Yeah. That's always key. Oh, yeah. That's why I can't really live alone. I'm a very social person. I like to at least talk to someone each day.
That's what I use the games for.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Because if anyone who's listening doesn't know, I'm doing a 1 year work up in Wisconsin on a military base up there, and all my coworkers, they all have kids, so they have their own lives to live, and it's just, I'm single, and I just live on base in basically a dorm room, and so when I get off work, I don't really have anyone to go hang out with. Like there are some people I go play basketball with on Thursdays, but for the most part, I literally get on video games and wait for someone to come in the chat and then just talk to them and do. Yeah, I'm just camping, man. I'm just like, because I'm gonna jump, because it's funny when like I'll see Luke Farmer hovering in there, and I'll go in there, and he's like, "These people are playing video games. Where the hell are they at?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude." I'm like, That's why I just come in here and hover, and it's basically me. If you see me hovering in there, it's just me like, "Come on, come talk to me." But no, I get it, dude. That's
I don't. I mean, like, I don't like even if it's like where somebody is living in the same house as me, but I stick mainly to my room. I still
I've lived with the most amount of people I've ever lived with in one place was 5, including myself, was 5 people. The rent was great. The only thing I think that was the biggest issue was the thermostat. But that's also, I was living in the basement and it was cold as crap all year, so I was wearing shit. Like, yeah, it wasn't bad. I did like it being cold, but luckily there's never been many issues with people I've lived with. But oh well. But living, depending on who you are, everywhere I've lived, it's been great. Living in the fraternity house was an experience. It was really cool because it was the first year. It was their first year, so that was the other thing too. They were brand new. Again, that's some of the money I wish I had back, but mistakes were made, and I've made plenty of those, and I've learned. So trying to pass that knowledge on. That's why I say, if you join a fraternity, really think about it. Don't just fraternity or sorority. Really think about it. Make sure this is what you want to do before you do it, and if you can afford it. But yeah, no. I feel like we've covered most stuff. Here we'll hit on one more topic. I'll just say it, best sporting event you've been to. It can be you can either do one from BG and one from OSU, or you can just do the best one you've been to.
Best college one?
Best college one. Whatever college you went to.
Funny enough, I'm a 2-year season ticket holder for Ohio State football, and I've never been to an Ohio State football game.
That's
There's a reason for that too.
Because I haven't played Penn State.
No. Season tickets for students for 8 home games is $300.
That's not bad.
Do you understand how much money I have made selling these
tickets? A lot.
Enough to the point where I could actually, it wasn't enough to the point where I get taxed on it, but like I'm on the border on getting taxed for how much money I've made doing this. Like, I'm right there.
Yeah.
Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I kid you not, like, so you figure 300, divided by 8, that's just under, like, what, $50? A little bit.
Math is hard.
Yeah, math is hard. I want to say, so, like, it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap per game. Dude, I see Michigan nosebleeds going for $1,000. Like,
so 8 games, you said 300, it was 300.
It's about 8 games, $300.
8 games, 300. So you're paying, that's about almost $40 a game.
So
almost.
$40 a ticket, and you could sell your Michigan one for $1,000?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Dude, that's a deal. I didn't do it this. I didn't do it. No, I actually did do it this year. That's right. I did do it this year. Unfortunately, you don't get the Michigan tickets this year because they played away.
Yep.
I mean, honestly though, the Michigan games are always
pack.
fun. Just being on campus. Just be on campus.
Well, yeah, it's that rivalry.
No bar is empty.
Yeah.
In that entire area. My favorite. So again haven't gone through the favorite things. That was just a side tangent. My favorite Bowling Green one has to be when we beat Toledo.
Football. I wasn't.
I think it was my freshman year. I think it was either 2019 or 20. It was either 2019 or 2020. It had to be 2019.
Yeah.
It had to have been 2019 because it was Parents Weekend. My dad was here with me.
Yeah.
And I just remember. I don't know why I specifically remember this, but I knew that it was over when BG kicked the ball. And the punt returner for Toledo, was going to go receive the ball, fell through his arms down at the 1. The second that happened, I was like...
So, dude, I like how you talk about that because I wasn't even in BG when that happened. I was somewhere else, and I remember I told someone, like, there's no way BG's going to win. No way. And then when they won...
we won 20-7 that game.
And then when we won, I was like...
That was a 100-year anniversary.
Yeah. Because all I could think of was, like, I'm not allowed to be anywhere near BG when UTBG play. Except this year, I wasn't, but I watched the game and we lost. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what I have to do to watch BG win. But, yeah. I'm trying to think of my favorite one because I have so many. I was here my first year. We won the MAC. That was cool. Me and Noah went up to watch the game. Yeah. Me and Noah went to Notre Dame to watch BG versus Notre Dame, which
hockey was pretty elite.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like
we'll get to that.
I love BG hockey just in general. Going to any game, I think is fun. It's electric. I will. So, I think it's a tie because going to Notre Dame for BG, like we ended up losing, but me and Noah walked around in all just BG geared up. We ran into Rodney Rogers and got our picture taken. We got on his social media. He took a picture with us because me and Noah wearing BG flags. We got BG. We are BG'd out. Like we were there. Like if we win, we're gonna be the guys just going the craziest. Okay. But I'll put it to when BG basketball beat Buffalo, 25th ranked Buffalo at the Stro. Yeah. I was there with my buddy Aaron, and we were behind the hoops. And I had my flag going like that. And then when we won, we stormed the court, and it was one of the coolest moments ever. I absolutely loved it. But I'll definitely probably be posting my picture. I still have it saved. Picture of me, Noah, his wife Kaylee, and the Rodney Rogers and his wife that we ran into him at Notre Dame. It was so cool. That was a lot of fun. I
can't say for. Oh, hold on. We'll get back. We'll go to BG hockey.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk quick BG hockey here.
How the hell was BG hockey ranked?
I don't know, dude.
3 years ago they were ranked. Right now, I think they lost to Michigan Tech or something like that. They were bad. They were really bad.
Yeah, they were good for a bit. It felt like it was because the head coach. I can't even remember the head coach. BG's coach left for.
Eigner, was it?
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, he went. Didn't he go to Miami?
No, Eigner's still in.
No. The guy before that, then I was just like, it was because I think coaching staff turnover and everything like that. But
no, BG hockey's electric, not as electric as Ohio State hockey though.
I bet
it's Big Ten hockey, and it is awesome.
It's fun.
They play in the Schottenstein. They play in the basketball stadium. It's oh my god.
It's funny enough you say that. I went to the outdoor Ohio State Michigan hockey game last year, and that was that was awesome. That was at Cleveland. It was in Cleveland.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I got club box seats for that.
Yeah,
that was awesome when it was freezing cold.
Exactly. Okay.
For Ohio State, my favorite sports thing. I mean, it has to be the OSU Michigan game. Like that's the basic answer, but. It's either that or OSU Michigan hockey because they always get into fights.
Yeah.
Always a fight. Somebody always gets hurt. It is awesome.
Gotcha.
It is pure hockey.
Well,
OSU baseball is pretty good too.
Yeah, I've heard. Well, I think that's a wrap on this, Sean. I really, again, appreciate you coming on here, sharing our college experiences. I feel like we could probably talk for 2 more days about college experiences and everything like that. I was gonna say.
kidding.
I was
Just
I was just
kidding.
about to
Just
say. You got any?
My final summary.
I guess for you, the guy who went into college, got through undergrad in 3 years. Is there any? I guess tips, tricks, any advice you'd give to anyone out there? Or I guess if me personally asking, like, what could you tell my sister that she could do to get through college?
All right. I've got a few. All right, listen. This is your game time tips here. Okay, office hours. Go to as many as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because you don't
For
understand
your
the content,
okay.
also to make friends with your professors.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. I had an office hour. No one showed up. I was so upset. I had one person stroll in with 5 minutes left, and we had a 45-minute conversation about football. Nothing to do with the assignment, but go to your office hours. They really appreciate it. Don't put everything off until the last minute. I still do that. I have a presentation for my thesis defense that was due last Monday. I've yet to start. It's Saturday. I've yet to start it. Don't do what I did. And take your time and enjoy it. I genuinely, because I speed ran through it, I missed so many opportunities. I could not legally drink until I graduated.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
awful.
yeah, but just gloss. I don't want to gloss over. I 100% agree with you on that. Make friends with your professor, because I will tell you, probably my favorite semester was my last one. Not just because it was my last one, but one of my professors who. Again, and I'll add on to going to office hours. Talk to your academic advisors, your whoever's helping you to get through your college career. Make sure you're talking to them. Make sure that you're being heard by them, because sometimes because some people like it when people just tell them do this and you'll get here. Make sure you have the academic advisor you want. You want them to be as personal or be as transparent as they can. Don't be afraid to talk to your professors, because I wouldn't have graduated without my professor, who I had 3 classes with my last semester. He was the best. He was the most fun, greatest guy to talk to. Like you said, you had someone come in 5 minutes at the end of your hours and you talked about football.
Talking about 45 minutes.
Yeah. I would go to him to talk to him, and he's former military. We'd talk maybe 5 minutes about classes, and then the rest of the time it would be about where he went, where I went, and just talk about the military. So I agree with that, Sean. That is great advice. Talk to your academic advisors, talk to your teachers. That really helps to not only make friends, but maybe get to learn about them, and then also maybe their expectations for what they want you to learn.
Also, it's a good networking thing.
Oh yeah.
We don't want to go down the hole. My LinkedIn is this.
Yeah.
This is I like networking. No, you're gonna need. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you go to grad school, if you go to a job, if you go anywhere, you're gonna need letters of rec.
Yeah.
And it's good to have people in your back pocket that you can.
Exactly.
I had. For the project that I'm currently on, I needed 2 letters of rec. I had one person who submitted it, no problem. I had another person who didn't respond to me for 2 weeks. I called up another professor of mine. He submitted it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have those people in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Also, this is another thing that you should do. Go to your campus fest.
Yep.
Go to the club. Go to the club things.
Get
as many brochures as possible.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to join.
Yourself out there.
Yeah.
I sat in my room for most of my college career playing video games and doing schoolwork like that. And I think because as part of the fraternity, you were required to join one club.
Yeah.
So I joined beer league hockey.
There you go.
That counted.
Yeah.
And that's all I did.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work. I went to class. I did homework, played video games, watched TV. And that was it. And I felt like I missed out so much.
Yeah. So, but again, if you're not as extroverted as other people, you don't have to go out. But yeah.
I still felt like I missed out.
Don't be afraid to try stuff and to get, because I know for me, like trying to change my schedule, like I like to be social, but I'm not, if I'm in a comfortable, like how I flow through the day or the week, like I don't want to change that. So, but yeah, don't be afraid to sign up for clubs. Try it out once. If it's not your thing, you don't gotta keep doing it.
If there's something you want to do on campus, you can make the club. I don't know if you were privy to this. This is a side story. Greatest experience in college was when we created the Free Pizza Club.
Wait, what?
Yes, we created the Free Pizza Club. Our fraternity faculty advisor was our club advisor, and the entire goal was, do you know how Bowling Green sends out like that campus update things, like
yeah,
we would scour through that, see which club meetings were coming up and which ones had free pizza, and we just go read them.
That is absolutely
That's
epic.
it. That was
I
the
love
entire
that.
club. Was you go now. You don't just raid.
Yeah, you don't just take the pizza and
No, you don't just
leave.
take the pizza and leave. You have to stay for at least a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good way to put yourself out there while also getting free pizza out of it.
Yeah, and
So that was the entire thing, dude. You can come up with a club for anything.
yeah.
And it is awesome.
Yeah, no, I get it, but no, all good advice from Sean, man, who's consistently been going to college and he's learning.
And it's also okay that you don't know what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
Because, God, I've been in college for 5 years. I'm going to be in for another 5 years. I still don't know what I want to do.
Well, hopefully at some point we're gonna be he won't be Sean McGowan, he'll be Dr. Sean McGowan, and then he'll
That's
still
Dr. Mr. Professor shot me down. You.
exactly. And so at some point, but he still won't have a job, and he'll still want to go to
That's so
college.
fair. That's so fair. I'm going to be miserable.
Cheat. Okay, buddy. So our normal procedure, how we wrap it up, we'll pull a question from the question jar, and we will answer that. If you've listened this long, listen, we really appreciate you. Like and subscribe videos. Please share it with your friends. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much. Hope you learned something. So here we go, Sean. Let's see if we're going to pull a name out of here.
My first concern was if my hand would fit into this.
I honestly ask myself that question every time I hold it to someone.
Let's take this one. This looks good.
Okay.
Lord almighty.
Probably doesn't have does it have a name on it?
This is not.
No. Okay.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay, I'm
What is
excited.
the best cereal of all time?
Oh boy, that's here. I'll take it. I can tell you mine, but it's going to be a very, I think controversial. But
Can I guess?
you can guess.
Can
Yeah.
I guess yours?
Yeah, go for it.
You say controversial.
Well, I guess not really controversial, but I think in my mind it's my favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna left field. My brain is telling me to go this way. Tricks.
No,
Shit.
I am not a fruity cereal
That's
person.
fair. Okay.
I'll be real. I will have to say my favorite cereal of all time has never disappointed me. It has always been my favorite. Peanut butter Captain Crunch. It is my absolute favorite. I will tell you my backup to that would be Crave, but I have to give it to Peanut butter Captain Crunch because it's always been my favorite. It's always been consistent. Never changed. You can't get better.
At that point, I figured you would just go Reese's Puffs.
No, because I just like straight peanut butter. Because like Reese's Puffs, it's the peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter chocolate.
It's a flavor. But no, I grew up with peanut butter Captain Crunch. My dad, like when I go to my dad's, that's what I would eat, and I loved it. I still love it to this day. I will get it every once in a while.
Mine has to be Quisp.
Wait, what?
You ever heard of Quisp?
Quisp?
Quisp. QWISP. They only sell it once in a blue moon. I think it's like Kellogg's cereal.
Quisp.
So funny enough, there is lore to this. There is lore to the Quisp.
I've heard of Cookie Crisp. I've never heard of
It's
Quisp.
called Quisp. It's a blue box with what looks like an alien on the front. It was like a pinkish. It's pink in color.
What does it taste like?
It basically tastes like better versions of Cheerios to me. It's delicious. There is lore that the mascot has a lisp. So, canonically speaking, the actual name of the cereal is Crisp, but he can't pronounce it, so he calls it Quisp. You can only get this stuff on Amazon nowadays. Don't sell it in stores.
I was about to say, are you screwed? Hold on.
No,
hold on.
Can you post this online hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, I need to look this up because I want to believe you because I don't think you could make this up.
No, it is okay. Sorry, it's QUISP.
Quisp. No, what the
This
heck
is real.
is that?
This is electric.
That
stuff
is
is delicious.
Oh, it's made by Quake.
It's
What
made by
is
Quaker.
that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna
called-
have to do research. That is
called
Quisp.
And it
Is it like? So you say it's? Did you say it was like?
To me, it tastes like Cheerios, dude. They have so
Is
much,
it-
so much of this
It
stuff.
looks like kind of like Frosted Flakes. I don't.
Kind of at the yeah.
Quisp.
They sold it since the 70s, and they don't sell it anymore in store. It's very difficult to find. But man, dude, I think that it's got I think it does have the In-N-Out effect where it's like you don't have it as much, so it's delicious every time you have it.
That makes sense.
But if I have to go for like a generic based one where I can find it anywhere, absolute fire cereal is Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks.
I will die on that hill. I will
Sorry.
die on that. I will die on the hill of Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is pretty good.
Apple Jacks is
And here's the thing: there's a lot of cereal. I feel like they're coming out with cereals that are like just based off candy bars and or like snack cakes.
Oreo-O's.
No, Oreo O's, that was a thing before this whole trend started. Because that was the thing. When they came back out, I immediately got them. Because
Oreo-O's
when
are
I was,
delicious.
I remember them when I was really little. And my dad lived with my grandparents. And I remember going and getting Oreos from the cabinet. So Oreos were around. They were the OG, like, Oreos? Let's turn it into cereal. So,
Yeah.
but like everything's getting turned into cereal. But Quisp, I have now learned that is... I'm very happy you pulled that because that is I learned something. I will
Very good.
if I could. I typed it in on Amazon. It's not there. The second cereal that came up was Poop Like a Champion cereal.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
It's like
fiber supplement
yeah,
cereal.
Isn't it made like Kellogg's or something like that?
Is it?
It's
I
got
don't
this
know.
fiber-
It does.
remember.
It
Yeah, it's
doesn't
it's a
say.
high-fiber
Oh
cereal.
jeez.
So,
Well, peanut butter Captain Crunch, Quisp.
Quisp.
I guess if you can find Quisp, try it
Yeah, it's
because
also-
I've never heard of
It
this.
also has a comic strip on the bag, and the comic strip has not changed since the 70s.
Oh,
It's the
jeez.
exact same comic strip. It's awesome.
Now I'm gonna have to go find this. This is crazy,
Good luck.
but yep.
If you
Well,
find it, let me know.
we'll do. I'll get 2 boxes. Get 2 boxes. Again, Sean, thank you very much taking time out of your life of
Very
going to
much
college. You're perpetually in college, but hey,
only up
someone's
here-
got to do it.
I'm only up here to look at an apartment, man. That's the only reason why I'm up
Yeah.
here.
Thank you very much, buddy.
no
Thank you for coming. Hopefully we'll have you back on for something. But if you've again, thank you for listening to the Allegedly podcast. We'll catch you on the next one.